Chunk Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. Now, I got a question from somebody. He wanted to know, what's the keys to relationships, long-lasting relationships, friendships, and how did I build or create a circle of good friends or supportive friends? Yeah, that's a good question. It took me a long time to just find people that I like being around. Wasn't always like that. When I was in my 20s, I had a couple people that I met while I was in the military. But after I got out of the military, I was solo. I was kind of like a lonely drifter. I really didn't have any friends until probably 5 years after I got out. So, that was about 2003 or whatever. But yeah, you have to understand, most people that you meet, they're very consumed with themselves. They're into themselves too much, way too much. You got people that think that they really think other people are into them like that. They think people wake up in the morning thinking about them all the time. So they a lot of people are kind of like in a fairy tale world. They think that people are paying attention to them all the time. They're not. People are not thinking about you 24/7 unless you're making a difference in their lives, or you have some type of influence on them, or you motivated them, or you change their life in some type of way. But if you're not doing, if you don't have any influence over people, whether it's friends, family, or whoever, people are not really thinking about you like that. If you're just an average, common man and woman, people are not thinking about you. I've had this conversation with a couple people. They think that their friends or people at the job or people out in the street is watching them all the time. I say, hey, I think you got a little paranoia going on. People are not paying attention to you like that. They're not. So you have to understand, most people you meet are very consumed, very into themselves. Just like, for example, I meet people all the time. I meet people at the bar. I meet people out and about, anywhere, right? So I was at the bar. This happens all the time. This is pretty common. I'm at the bar, and guy or girl, it could be man or woman, it don't matter. Most people, if I'm at the bar, sitting with them, we're looking at football or looking at whatever, right? I can sit down with somebody 30 minutes to an hour, and they don't know anything about me. They talked about themselves the whole damn time. I mean, everything they said was either directly about them or indirectly about them. So they told me their whole life story. Where they grew up, how they grew up, what job they work, if they retired, what they're doing now, why they moved here, where they traveled at, where most of their families and friends live at, if they're married, single, if they go out all the time, if they come to this spot all the time. They done told me everything in 30 minutes, to an hour. Meanwhile, they don't know anything about me. They don't know my name. They don't know what I do. They don't know where I live. They don't know anything about me. And this is a common man and common woman that you're going to meet out here today. They're so consumed with themselves, they don't even think about, asking you what you do at all. This is the selfishness of a lot of people that's out here. And I don't even think they care I know it's probably a small percentage of people where it's like a habit for them. They've been doing it for so long, and no one ever really called them out on it. So it becomes like a habit, kind of like a routine, a bad habit, really. And then you got some people, they don't care. They just, that's just how selfish a lot of people are. And so these are the average common man and woman that you gotta run into out here. So these are the main people that they can't. Nobody likes being around them. You know, it's like because when they meet people, they always want something. They always want something from everybody so fast. They got this expectation of, what they want, how things supposed to be, and how things should be. So they got all these delusions that happens that they want out of life. They think that a lot of these people have identity crisis. They think that there's somebody but they're not, because their life doesn't represent that. They don't got the results that they talk about. So when I'm out and about, I never tell people anything. I never say, hey, I wrote a couple books or whatever, unless they ask. That's the only way. But 9 times out of 10, they never ask. They never ask, bro. They never really ask what. They never ask. They might ask where I live and my name. That's the extent. But they basically talk about themselves the whole time. So when I meet people, I don't want anything from them. I just want, the only thing I want is their time. That's just assuming that I want to be friends with somebody or like the person, or it could be a couple. The first thing I just want their time. That's it. I don't really want anything so fast. I'm not thirsty. See, people can feel that thirst. People can feel if you want them to do something or if you have some hidden agenda. People pick up on that. See, you can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool them all the time. So, I try to be interested in other people more than they're interested in me, especially in the beginning. And I always try to make a difference. If I can't help you, I just leave you alone. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to, if I can't say anything nice, I just won't say anything at all. That's just how I roll. That's my philosophy. And see, most people aren't doing that. Most people you meet, most people that other people meet, even if they're cool, might be a cool person, a cool couple, mostly there's always somebody that they meet, there's always somebody trying to take from them. And on the common man and common woman, they always got some hidden agenda. It's like, man, I know people that's so strategic and calculated. They got everything down to the wire. From the time the person calls them, from the time the person come over to the house, to the food they cook, to the food they go out and buy. They'll go out and buy food, groceries, before the person even comes over there. Don't know if the person is willing to eat the food that they bought at all. But they'll just go buy it. They'll go above and beyond the call of duty. And without even thinking, they don't even call a person and say, hey, I'm about to go to the grocery store. What do you guys want to eat tonight? They don't even do that. They're just kind of all over the place. They'll just go buy a grocery. When the person comes over, they'll put on like a facade. It's kind of like a show. And, and when the person leaves, it's like everything is back to normal now. And 9 times out of 10, they probably won't see that person again. Or if they do see him again, it's going to be a long time. So most people function like this. Everything they do is kind of like a facade. It's just for show. And see, here's the deal. People can tell if you're bullshitting. They can pick up on it. They can tell if you're being disingenuous. They can tell if you're being real, like some people say. They can tell if you're being a fraud, a fake, a phony, right? So The second thing I do is I'm me. If you meet me in person, this is what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get anybody different. You're not gonna. You're not gonna. I'm not gonna be sitting somewhere in a corner, afraid and shy, But what you see is what you're gonna get from me. And if I can't help you, I'm not gonna hurt you. If I can't say anything positive, won't say anything at all. So I always try to do things with my friends too. It's like a lot of guys that I know, even some women, every person they meet, they almost like never have good intentions. Even if it's a short term relationship. It's like they try if they have sex with a girl, they trying to just fuck her, and it's kind of like after they done had sex with her, it's like, oh, that's it. It's like they don't give the girl no game. Even if she's open, they still won't give her no game. Don't give her no game. Don't I guess introduce her to a different way of thinking, or different scenery, or it's like, as long as I get what I want, it's all good. So they'll like fuck the bitch and just try to destroy her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys are like this. And then you got women on the other hand, same thing. As soon as they get what they want out of the guy, it's like, hey, you know what? They'll just shove him to the side and cut him off and move on. You know what I'm saying? This is the mentality that's out here today. This is why a lot of people don't have any friends. This is why people don't like being around them. And they can't figure it out because they're so consumed with themselves. So if you don't really have anything to give, if you don't know who you are as a person, as a man, as a woman, and if you aren't willing to be real with yourself first, because that's going to you're going to give off that energy to other people. So if you can't do those three things, you're never going to have a group of people around you that support you, that even like being around you. It's never going to happen. If you're putting on a show all the time, if everything is just for show, if everything is just a facade, you're never going to have any successful relationship that lasts very long. You always have to start all over all the time. I just never seen it happen. Everybody that I know that's a fraud, that's a phony, that's very disingenuous, that's dishonest, that do stuff behind people's back, I just never seen them have good, healthy relationships. I mean, people put on a good smile, or put on a good show, but we know this is some bullshit. The people that really know this, she's bullshitting, or he's bullshitting. We know, you know what I'm saying? But the people that I know that have the best relationships, that have the best circle of friends, family, support around them, are usually the people that are the most authentic. They're the most real people. They're the people that will always give some advice, or they help in some type of way. They'll do what they can. If they can't do it, they'll introduce you to somebody. They might know somebody or whatever. These are the people that I hang around. Really. These are the people that I still know today. And I do the same thing. We always reciprocate. But so that's basically that's how I roll. That's how I've been able to have some of the friends that I have today around me. And this is how I still meet people today. But see, you have to understand how a lot of people function in society, the common man and common woman. So that way you won't be caught off guard. So, but on average, I usually meet one person every 5 years that's real cool. That's one. So that's a lot of people that I've met within that 5 year time span, though. That's the thing. And age don't have anything to do with this. It could be a young person. It could be somebody in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, age don't have anything to do with this. You know, it's like within the past 5 years, I probably met hundreds of people. Hundreds. You know, and over the past 5 years, I probably hit it off with like maybe three people. You know? So those are just my numbers. You know? Most people I meet, I don't like them. I really don't. You know? Most people that I still in contact with today and hit it off with, we usually connect real fast. It's not usually a gradual thing, slow. It doesn't usually happen like that for me. If I see somebody today that's probably going to be my friend 5, 10, 15 years from now, we usually hit it off fast. I'm talking like, it's usually like a mutual thing, like organic. It doesn't usually happen slow. It usually happens fast. We start talking, we start connecting, we have things in common, and it's usually like a mutual thing. Let's exchange contact information, email, phone number, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. That's usually how it happens. Most people I meet, I don't usually hit it off with them slowly. It just doesn't happen that way with me. I don't know why, it just doesn't happen that way. You know? So, you know, that's just been my experience. So, if you want more of this, check out my patreon.com. Patreon.com/sharpgame. Check out my book. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video with anybody that you think that would like it. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Get on my email list by going to my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. You can get more tips, tricks, dating, social strategies, all that good stuff that I don't talk about here in this video. So until next time, I'm out. Peace!